What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Wicked Garage. In front of me we have the F450 King Ranch build series that we are currently in the process of doing. You can see I got all the panels bent, as well as everything pretty much cut that I needed to. So this is the first phase to get all this done. You can see I have to modify a little bit down there and do a little bit of tweaking. This is a little off, but all in all, I think it's gonna look really sick when it's done. Like I said before, we're gonna be doing custom flares. That's why I have the stick out. I gave him multiple options when we originally went through the designs, and he ended up choosing this just for its uniqueness. Sort of made it a little bit wider, but it's about 3-inch narrower on each side, so it gives you room for like a nice flare out. But other than that, I mean, it's coming together well. So before we get into it, just hit that subscribe button and smash that like button if you like the series we're doing or what we're doing in general on this channel. Definitely more videos to come between all of my trucks, customers, and everything else, but this is definitely going to be one of my most unique builds yet. So let's get into it. A little update on the bed. So we got the passenger and the driver's side skirts in. They're just tacked, as well as the back. We had to modify it a little bit, cut some out to fit the hit around the hitch. Obviously, we're gonna have the bumper come out and all that stuff and make it cover real nice. And then we'll drill some holes so that we have something to mount the back piece to make it more rigid. You can see we have the fender on. It's sort of just mocked up. There still need to be some modification to it. And if you know fabrication, it takes time, it takes patience to make everything look right so that you like it and your customer likes it. So here's what I got going on with the fenders. You can see I already did the cuts and everything. I showed you that in the last part. But I have to modify this again because this goes up. This was the original side that I messed around with, and then that was the finished side. So I got to modify this to match the other side, and then modify the other fender to do the same thing. Now, as you can see, my center axle, which I'm going to shift this back 1/8 of an inch, and it should give me about a 1/2 inch in there. And then what I'm going to do is cut off the front about 3/4 of an inch. That'll leave the 1.25 inches right there. There'll give me even gaps down below so it doesn't look awkward. Right now it's a little too close, so it's no big deal because we had to shift the fender forward. Like I said, the leaf springs are shot in this, so when I finally got this up to the height, the fender that I did on that side was a little off, and like it was close here and it was like a huge gap back there. So we just modified that a little bit, moved everything around, dropped it down a little bit. You can see, you know, the gaps are pretty close. Like once I start pushing in, it goes in. It's not a big deal. So it'll look good once it's all welded up and feathered out and the body work's done. But right now we're focusing on getting every other side to match like this. So straight line all the way across, same with that, straight line all the way across. All right, guys, so you can see we have the fenders completely welded out, ground. Still have to do some modifications to that, a little bit of touch-ups and everything, but essentially that's done. The driver's side needs to be completely ground. Right now that's all fully welded. I left it on, just makes it a little bit easier to work with, and everything is tacked on. The sidewalls are tacked on and the fenders are tacked on, so they'll come off and I'll fully weld everything out and get everything aligned 100%. There's still a little bit of a fitment issue, not so much on this side. It's sort of up top, I guess, but no big deal. We'll just align everything to where it has to be and get that all fitting right. The back is pretty much welded on. I started welding out onto the main subframe, and then what we're doing now is actually pulling off the bed so that we can lay out the boxes and get those all pretty much in place where they have to be, and then do pretty much a test fit to make sure it clears the leaf springs, the shackle mounts, and all that stuff. I just don't want to have any issues down the line, so we're gonna take this out, do the boxes, get that all good, get the channel in, and get the doors all done so that that's all done, and then we'll fully weld everything out once we know everything fits correct and there's no issue.